I've been driving a truck for 35 years, and I came from, I've come through the generations of trucks that where I wasn't driving when they didn't have air in the tires, when they had hard rubber tires. Obviously, I'm not quite that old, but I did go through the years of the power steering was in your arms. It's so nice now to be able to manipulate a truck around as easy as it can be done now. I mean, it's basically anyone can drive a truck now, and it's changed so much over the years. I basically live in my truck. I live in my truck. I eat out of my truck. I actually went on a diet. I had to lose 30 pounds, and I started carrying food in my truck, and I've found that that's to my advantage. Nothing against truck stop food. Truck stop food is fantastic. I mean, especially maybe 15, 20 years ago, truck stop food was great. I mean, and it showed on me, and I realized at some point, hey, I've got to diet a little bit here somehow, and I've got my own little meals that I carry with me. I mean, I do oatmeal for breakfast, and tuna fish and crackers for lunch a lot of times, and then I've got my meals, and I pull out my little oven and I cook my little meal with like last night, for instance, I had turkey, gravy, and dressing for dinner, and then also I've got a vegetable along with it. I'm gonna eat like green beans or corn or something like that. I've got the little containers that I pull it out, I put it in the oven and heat it up, and so a lot of times I'll be stopped somewhere. I'll throw it all in the oven, plug it in, and ride down the road for a couple hours and go, oh, this looks like a good spot to stop and eat dinner tonight, and stop and pull it out and just go sit out in the rest area. It does feel like home. In the years when I did own my own trucks, I would sometimes, just along the same lines of that feeling like home, I would come home where I live. I used to live near Texarkana, Texas. It was kind of a centrally located place where I could run the East Coast and come back by home and run the West Coast and go back and forth when I ran all over. But I would come home, and I was so comfortable in my sleeper in my truck that I would pull up by the house and climb into my sleeper in my truck and sleep in my truck, because I was just so used to that. It was home. Just in the last couple of years, I've started doing the truck shows, and the company that I drive for now has allowed me to go to some of the truck shows, and I've gotten into this niche that where I know a lot more drivers than I ever did before, because basically we're all here riding up. We're two ships that pass in the night. I mean, there's so many drivers out here that are out of touch with the rest of us and that kind of thing. And I started doing, I did the world's largest truck convoy, which is a special benefit for Special Olympics. And the first one of those that I did, and I met a lot of drivers at that. And then also in the truck, the America's Trucking Network radio show that I do too, I've met a lot of people through that. It is very rewarding to get out and see people and talk to people, and that some of the truck shows, it's more like a reunion to me. I mean, I come to see the products. I like to be on the cutting edge of all the electronics and such that are associated with truck driving, and a lot of electronics that we can take advantage of and that kind of thing in a truck. Cell phones originally were made for truck drivers. They were originally so we could call home and talk to the wife and kids at home, you know.